I have no regrets of retiring. I was very thoughtful about it when I did it. I read a lot of books and articles before I retired, and I learned that you don't retire from something, you retire to something.
Finance field, hospital finance, and pretty much my entire career, which is about 47 years. So I spent a lot of time doing it. I actually became halfway good at it, and I retired in August of 2014.
I retired on April 1st of 2016, and I was the administration manager at Eagle River Water and Sanitation District, and I worked there for over 33 years.
I spent 48 years with Southburn Parks and Recreation District, and I retired after 48 years in March of 2015.
I retired July of 2015 and from human resources field, healthcare human resources.
I'd anticipated, looking way back, that I'd retire around 62, that I'd be kind of wealthy or something. But that never really worked out that way. So I worked to 71 to get the money that I needed to be able to live the lifestyle. So it took me maybe about 2 hours. I think I had lunch and then maybe sort of only an hour and a half hour for lunch.
Well, my plan from day one was to leave the office and walk home. I live within about a mile of the office, smoking a big cigar. And I did that, and it felt really weird walking down a Repro Road by myself, smoking a cigar. But when I got home, my grandkids were out on the path cheering me on, and my son came by with a tray full of Manhattans, and we had a family barbecue, and it sunk in right then. I mean, it pleased me so much to have that involvement from my family. Well, the two big things I did when I was 65, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro with my son and two of his young friends. They were 25 and I was over 60, and that was a challenge. It took 6 days to get up and 1 day to get back down. The next year, I ran a marathon in Amsterdam with my older son.
A 3-month vacation. My husband and I spent December, January, and February in Central and South America. It's always been a bucket list thing to take an extended vacation.
I was used to getting a paycheck and going to the bank and cashing it and putting some cash in my billfold to spend. And now that you retire, I go to the bank, but I don't put any money in, I'm taking money out. And psychologically, that is very difficult for me because I've been very much of a conservative with expenses.
Everyone thinks about retirement, but I'm not sure you really know what that's going to feel like. I think the interesting part is I was so deadline oriented, so relaxed, and we can just go and do things. And you know, my husband, who's the ageless explorer, will say, "Can we travel from this date to this date?" And I go, "Honey, anything you want, I'm retired."
Number one is it's investing for a return, and the best thing you can invest in is yourself and your family, getting the education and the skills they need to be able to earn. And the other piece is to get other training, to talk to other people, find other things you need to know. Don't become just a one-trick pony. Sometimes the world changes and you have to change with it.
Start early and save as much as you can, and consider both the Roth IRA and the IRA, and take advantage of any work pension program that you have, that if you contribute so much, they'll match it. Take the maximum.
If you can start saving early in a retirement plan, you will be so far ahead of others making the same salary. As you're choosing your partner in life, have the conversation about your financial planning and agree on a path toward retirement and start saving as young as possible. And most importantly, that you find a financial advisor like Corey and Chad and the wonderful crew here, and trust them and follow their directions and advice, and absorb all that information and make smart decisions, and trust that you're doing the right thing over a long period of time.
Start early and be consistent. I think it's so hard for young people to save when they've got a family and they're trying to send kids to college and all that kind of thing. But you have to put it away for retirement, or you're never going to be able to retire. And unfortunately, so many people live paycheck to paycheck and they just never started that savings. And I do believe once you have that coming out of your paycheck, just like you guys have always educated our employees about, once it's coming out of your paycheck, you just get used to that and you live on it, and you don't tap into it. You let that sit there and grow for your retirement.
My mom, in talking to her, that was important. She used to tell me, Bill, it isn't what you make, it's what you save. And I heard that as a young child, and I never forgot it, and it served me quite well over many, many years. I think maybe I kind of overdid it. Let me give you an example. Back in 1973, I was good friends with the legislative office when I worked in D.C. with Congressman Whalen's office. And Congressman Whalen said, Bill, how would you like to go to the inaugural ball? I said, well, gee, I would love it. And so George, my friend, told me, he said, Bill, you have to have a tuxedo. I walked down the street to get a tuxedo. I realized they were $30. I'm in my savings, strategy. I went back and asked George, can you ask Congressman Whalen that maybe somebody else could go in my place? So I think I overdid it there. I should have probably gone. It would have been a lot of fun. It would have been a good experience for me. And it probably would have met some interesting people along the way. But so I think I'm the kind of guy that overdid it.